Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, listeners. Today, we are going to have a discussion on production technology of roses in the greenhouse. As you know, the greenhouse technology for roses is to grow roses for cut flower, also for export market, and also our domestic market is huge. So, as we see the trend in roses, rose are always first in the market for the buyers and for their beauty, shape, and size. So they are always on the top. If we see the international market, so every time there are different forms of roses, and of course for cut flowers. So now the compact and the double petal varieties, numerous varieties are in the trend, and you can see several varieties they are coming up in uh, not only single color but in multicolor and multi shades in the market, and that's why the trend of roses is maintained to go as in the beginning the large flowers were a trend in the Europe, and all the way the good quality cut flowers coming from the South African countries, Kenya, Ecuador, Ethiopia, and they are trendy in the European market. So the flowers which have the high flower heads, then they are preferred in the market to be uh, a a price commodity, and this uh, market is changing all the way as per the demand of the market. So this is uh, in the arena that if we see the facts and figures in the market, um, this is the roses which have grown multifold and all multifold. And if we see the industry is growing uh, by any means. So if you see the rose, the industry has grown from 55 crore to 645 crore in terms of export. So this export is uh, is a very big business in the market. So this is Deepak को quote दे दे. So this is the industry which is growing at a very large scale. So if we see 3 decades before, so our production in terms of cut flowers and the commercial flower industry was growing at 53,000 hectare. Uh, Now it has reached to over 2 lakh hectares in terms of cultivation. So if we see the present domestic market has grown from 1200 crore to 3000 crore at present. So uh, this is largely because of roses. As we see, the trend is still that the roses are much preferred, and we are exporting our roses to America.
Hello. Hello. Dr. Mam Singh. Hello. 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 Sir, we lost your audio. Yes, sir.
Madam, is it audible?
Yes, sir, it's audible. Please put it in a slideshow mode, sir.
Yeah. Is it changing?
Mm, Yeah, it's working fine, sir.
Okay, so
Okay.
sorry for the internet.
That's okay, sir. You continue, sir.
Okay, so as we see the market demand, also international demand is growing, and we have reached up to a mark of 645 crores in 1 year as export, but the domestic market is also increasing by 20%. As I said, the suitability of the greenhouse structures is very important, where we should have the mild climate, and our climate should be feasible to grow best quality cut flowers. So here, two growing systems need to be adopted in terms of growing. So one way is soilless cultivation, and the another is soil cultivation. So as we see the ease of cultivation of roses, where we plant 7 to 10 plants per square meter. So both ways on the soil raised beds, where 40 centimeter raised beds can be made, and 20 centimeter apart, uh, one plant to another plant can be planted, and this from row to row can be 40 centimeter in the greenhouse. So looking into the possibility of and optimizing 80% net production area in the greenhouse, so that the crops would be hygiene and very clean. Similarly, the double layer trays can be used to grow the soilless roses. Here we can fill it with the mixture of coco peat, perlite, and vermiculite in 5:1:1 ratio. So here the coco peat ratio is higher because of retention of little more water, and also to give the uniform strength to the roots and to the plants. Here it is very well seen that these SDPA double layer tray can accommodate the same plant population as it is per 1 meter wide bed and 2 rows every bed in the planting. So here you can see the double layer means the one layer of the tray is having the holes to drain the excess water in this another layer, and this water can be collected in the drain, and this drain water can be utilized or after recycling in the system. So here we do not have the wastage of water, but the feasibility of water uses is almost same as in the soil. There we use the tensiometer, and we regulate the water demand of the plants according to the soil saturation point. Here the crop growth, if you can see in the soil and soilless system, is very huge, because as I said, the plantation it depends on the varieties. So we have 4 types of varieties in the growing system. So hybrid teas are the most preferred Dutch roses, which are grown in the greenhouse. So normally these Dutch roses are very sturdy, strong, and the long stems, they come with the good quality flowers. And these flowers can be ready in 45 to 51 days time in the greenhouse under North Indian conditions. If it is a Bangalore and Pune Nasik like condition, so there 35 to 37 days, one sprouted stem can turn into the cut flower. So here I would like to mention that apart from the hybrid teas, Floribunda, Polyantha, and also miniature roses can be grown in the greenhouse. But only the difference is that cut flower grades, small cut flowers and lengthier stems cut flowers, they differ in the size of the stem length, but the flowers are very easily to be harvested. So here I would like to mention that in the soil system, where the buffer capacity in the winter and the summer is more as compared to the soil-less system. So when we do not get enough flowers and enough growth, so we need to bend them in the fashion that the all entire bending area can maintain or can produce the sufficient food production surface in the times of stress. So here there are two times already in the winter and also in the high summer where the roses are not conveniently grown. So thereby in the summer we wanted to cool the greenhouse with the pan and fed system, and in the summers we wanted to cool it maybe by a pad and fan system and also by aeration of naturally ventilation through exhaust fans. So in winter, when the temperature goes beyond 18 degrees centigrade in the night and less than 21 degrees in the day, then we need to heat the greenhouse in the night time, and the hot air blower can be used, and this efficiency can be achieved in a greenhouse without no much hectic. And at the same time, the greenhouse can be heated through the rubber pipes when the some solar heated hot water can be blown in the rubber pipes, and rubber pipes, they emit the hot vapor in the greenhouse to that extent that the crop is not affected, but it gets the warmth and all area is warmer and you get the regular production from the roses. At the same time, apart from the cold and winter, the temperature and humidity, then we need a good water supply. So as you see, the most of the areas in India where the roses are being grown and adopted, the water quality is a big concern. So the same greenhouse cluster can be used to harvest the good quality rainwater, and this good quality rainwater can be collected to a big reservoir where not only you get the good quality water from the rain harvesting, and also in the times of no rains or in the times of supply, when you have a less supply of water or less underground water, this water can supplement. So in an area of 2.5 to 3.5 hectare of land, acre of land, you can supplement almost 75 to 80% of your water demand of the year to sustain the greenhouses. So at the same time, this rainwater harvested is also not economic, but it is very good, very healthy for growing the crop. So as soon as the crop grows to the full, then you have a large number of buds. So disbudding, deshooting, and debranching. And also at the same time, debending is much preferred to be to maintain the shoot and root ratio in the greenhouse. So if you see the poor quality buds, so always those buds can be removed, and only the healthy buds can be allowed to and the branches where stems we have removed the buds, they can be used for bending the shoots. So here, if we see the climatic peak in the greenhouses, always ever. So there are two peaks. One is 11 to 2 p.m. all the days that there is a temperature peak, and the another is October, November, and February, March. So always everywhere there are the peaks of climate which affects the production in terms of stem length and also in terms of the productivity. So productivity and the stem length is proportionally dependent on the maintenance of the temperature and humidity in the greenhouse for around the year. So we have experimented this effect of temperature and humidity, and we have found that the maximum variation between the lowest and highest limits not only reduce the yield but also increase the incidence of diseases and blind shoots. So you will see this problem that very less humidity and very high humidity months, they will have less of production and deformity of stems and flowers. And also sometimes you may see the stunted growths. So at the same time, this is the time when we can follow the bending process. So unwanted and unproductive shoots can be bended so that the productive shoots can be raised from the benches or from the beds to have maximum production. So if we see the life expectancy, if we manage the roses, so normally it is 5 to 6 years in the soilless system and 7 to 8 years in the soil system. Because under North Indian conditions, it can maintain 2 more years, the same crop span. But if you are growing in the moderate climate like Western India, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and also in Karnataka, and also the southern parts, some southern comfortable parts, where the plantation can run up to 10 years once planted. And as I said, the moderate climate in the roses can also invite a lot of insect and pests in the greenhouse. And most of the pests, they have a very short life cycle. So, and you will be amazed that the thrips life cycles is as short as 8 to 12 days. So in 8 to 12 days time, they can multiply and they can produce millions of millions population in the greenhouse. So that's why the precautions should be taken that every time when there is a congenial climate, because this congenial climate is also good for pests and insects. So once they enter into greenhouse, they can multiply to manifold. So the care should be taken that the preventive sprays can be done by the systemic insecticides and also by contact pesticides. So here also the bio agents can be applied where they can enter into the body of insects and then they can spray. So regarding mites, they appear in the greenhouse and they are red spider moths. So only the possible way is to use the pesticides or insecticides in a cyclic manner. So if you have 3-4 miticides, so you can spray in a cyclic manner. So once you spray the dicophol, then it should be followed by phosmide. So phosmide can be followed by omite, and pelthian can be used later. And if they are not being controlled, then Vertimec with a very mild dose can be like 1.5 ml in 2 liters of water. So can be sprayed very well to so that the plants can be avoided with the injury. Similarly, we see that when the temperature goes up and humidity goes high, sometimes it is 100% ambient humidity. So there is no other way that the greenhouse humidity can be maintained. The only way is to circulate the air fans and reduce the humidity to up to some extent. Even if it is not, then there is an incidence of powdery and mildew and downy mildew in the greenhouse. So the first cure is that if the incidence is low, then 50% WP sulfur powder can be dusted on the leaf surface, and the care should be taken that for the downy mildew, if it is downy mildew, then the lower surface can also be sprayed or dusted by the sulfur powder. If the incidence is very high, then you have the sulfur canes, and you see the small heater downside that this bowl has 4 labels: 50 gram, 100 gram, 150 gram, and 200 gram to be filled in this bowl. So if the incidence is low, we can fill only 50 gram per bowl, 98% pure sulfur, and we can plug in the heater, and that heater can be on in the night so that the sulfur burning can take place and sulfur dioxide is flowing all over the greenhouse in the night time. So the care should be taken that the sulfur powder, which is 98% pure, can be burned only in the night time, so that by the day happens and our workers, they come in the greenhouse, they should not have the sulfur dioxide in the greenhouse. Otherwise, they will their eyes will keep itching, and also they will have a painful working time in the greenhouse. So it should be burned only in the night and early in the night, so that the effect should be the night longer, and by the day is happening, the effect either had become almost zero or very mild in the greenhouse. So it dissipates from the air and other things. So, and also from sunlight, but the care should be taken that the 98% pure sulfur should be burned only in the night to create the smoke, so that by the daytime your area should be free of poisonous gas. So this is the only cure can cure the powdery mildew and downy mildew very effectively in the greenhouse, and you will have the quality roses harvest. So as I said, that the greenhouse need to be very hygiene and clean, and the cutting the flowers is an art. That after leaving after 3 nodes at the base, the stem should be cut and the slanting cut can be given, and if possible, a fungicide spray or copper oxychloride spray, carbamazepine or bavastine can be sprayed just to prevent the spore germination on the cut surface. If possible, a chogatia paste or a bavastine paste can be pasted on the cut surface to avoid the germination of the fungal spores, so that the dieback and this black rot disease cannot come in the greenhouse. So if we see the greenhouses in Europe, where the highly technological interventions are done in the greenhouses, where the light management is a very crucial part to take the maximum production in a greenhouse, and also a large large greenhouse structures made of with the insulation curtains, and also equipped with the photoperiodic lighting, because in India the light is not a constraint, even carbon dioxide is not a constraint, but in the greenhouses in European countries, they have the provision to emit the carbon dioxide inside, and also to produce the lights when there is a less lights available. So this in the night, because nights are very long in the European countries, so the supplementary lighting is done, and this lighting is now being replaced with the LED lights, and LED lights also in the spectrum of red and blue spectra. The mix of red and blue is very common, which is actively this is actively radiation photo active light, where even at the lower radiance, that the peak of photosynthesis is achieved. So the experiments have done in the Europe, and also the commercial crop is being grown with the 35% more yield per square meter, and also with the good flower quality in terms of flower size and the fresh leaves. So now from the roof, and also the literal illumination of light through LEDs, so that the interception to the leaves is maximum to produce healthy leaves and healthy buds in the greenhouse crops. So here, if we see the comparison of photoperiodic light and photosynthetic light, this light is 25 to 35% more efficient as compared to the photoperiodic light. So light management is in terms of both for the quality and production, and also at the same time in terms of energy. So here a plant can have the maximum 12 to 14 hours photosynthesis activity in this spectra as compared to the normal ones. So and also you can have the a large number of stems as high as 1200 flowers per square meter per year from the same greenhouses. So this greenhouses, which is very high tech, so has the provision of providing the photoperiodic light and photosynthetic light at the same time, and also providing the all preventive measures against the insect pests and diseases from the time to time. So you can see even in the leaf canopy there are bioagents stickers where the bioagents are that they make the male sterile so that the female they cannot give eggs or they cannot hatch in the greenhouse and they cannot increase their population in the rather than wasting the chemicals or putting the chemicals because the residual toxicity is an issue in the export of cut flowers worldwide, and no consignments are accepted when the residual toxicity is seen in the consignments. So after harvesting, there are the bunching of roses for export. So these the mechanical operations are done at the same time. They cut the base and they put the flowers at one head, and then they can be sleeved for the immediate transportation. So you can see the multi-level machines are being used, and depending on their length of the stem, so at different benches they go and they are processed mechanically. So these machines they come by their own, and normally finally for the quality check, when this produce is coming out, then further screening is done, and finally these are packed into the corrugated fiber seeds to make a bunch. And then after this grading of these flowers into different lengths, they can be packed in the corrugated CFB boxes, which are the international standards. So you can see the Indian company is packing 280 roses in one packet and sending the 15 kg freight weight boxes for the export. So this is how for the domestic market management, you can put in the cold storage as 4 degrees centigrade temperature. So normally 2 to 4 degrees centigrade temperature can be used to store them in the cold storage before they go for the market. So as the open bunches, as I said, that the mechanical bunching is done for the cold storage. So both wet storage and also dry storage can be done in the greenhouse, in the cold storages after this greenhouse produce has come. So you can see the bunches, how they are being stored at 2 degrees centigrade temperature, and and sent finally when there is a consignment due. So if I conclude the production technology of roses, so it is largely dependent on the cost-effective design and infrastructure, and the technical know-how and the knowledge of workers, which they can be efficient to understand what the quality means and how the production can be transformed into the export community. And the same time, selection of variety is very important, because after 10 years, the varieties have become old and the production potential has gone down. So every time there are new varieties, and they should be employed, they should be bought and grown so that we can have a maximum production. So as I said that the productivity in terms of cut flowers per square meter per year, hardly it is 550 cut flowers per square meter per year in Indian conditions. Wherever you come, if you compare the conditions in South African countries, which are on the equator, and also if you compare the European, where fully climate controlled greenhouses are available, so the production as high as 1200 cut stems per square meter per year can be harvested. So these centralized raw material can be managed, as I said, by growing in cluster, and processing can be done at one place, and the consignment can be cooperated for the for the further export and processing and also the market chain. So this is all about the rose cultivation. Thank you. Thank you. If you have the questions, you are invited. Most welcome.
Thank you very much, sir, for a wonderful presentation. I will take up the questions from the participants now. In the meantime, can you please stop sharing the screen, sir, so that we can see your video? Okay. The first one is, what specific environmental controls and management practices are essential for optimizing rose growth and quality in a greenhouse setting?
Yes, the rose is a very delicate crop. And if we see the area around equator in the world, so our Western India is makes a very good line of production activity of roses, where the mild climate is available. And similarly, Ecuador, Kenya, they are also very good production houses where the mild climate is already there and the production cost is minimum. If you compare with the German and Netherlands greenhouses, so we have 10 times less production cost as compared to the European countries for the same quality of roses. So if I say the climate for roses should be mild round the year, so they are very delicate flowers. So they need 20 plus minus 2 degrees centigrade temperatures for the good growth. 20 plus minus 2 degree means 18 degrees centigrade in night and 22 degrees centigrade in the day. If this variation between minimum and maximum increases, then the productivity decreases. This is one. The humidity levels should not exceed more than 75% and less than 60%. Then we will have a very good quality of roses, whether the greenhouse or in open cultivation without cooling system and heating system. If we are having that area, so we should be an advantage of not putting too much of production cost. If we say the light availability is not a constant under Indian conditions. If you are growing roses in the hilly states, then we have the light constants. So 4 hours additional lighting can be done for effectively growing roses of good quality. If we are growing these roses in Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh areas or Leh Ladakh areas where the climate is a constant in winter time. So light wise, we have very short day under natural conditions. So we have to increase the day length by 4 hours, then we will have a good production. If we say the CO2 enrichment, we are a country where this CO2 enrichment is not required, except in few cases like winter times, we have low CO2 levels. So we can enrich by burning the charcoal or maybe any other means to produce more CO2. So if it is less than 1200 ppm, then we need to enrich the CO2. So all these conditions of climate are favorable if we can maintain these. So we can have a very high production of roses, good quality roses.
Okay, I'll move on to the next question, sir. For individual gardeners or hobbyists, what are the main considerations for investing in greenhouse technology for growing roses?
Yeah. If we take an example of Indian roses, because the India is, we are not yet having an organized market. So when our market is not organized and our demand is very erratic. So when there is a production, there is no demand. So and even if the demand is there, it is sometimes it is a very peak demand, sometimes it is almost zero. So demand becomes seasonal because of religious ceremonies, festivals, and marriage seasons in India. So the irony of Indian states is that if the marriages will happen, they will happen 60,000 marriages in one city in a single day. So at the same time, so you cannot cater the demand of cut flowers or cut roses at the same time. So there is an erratic price in the market. So when there is no festive season, no religious ceremonies, and no marriage season, then nobody is buying the roses. So the common man is not buying roses in routine. So irregularity of the market is a constraint, and also the organizing market is not there where an auction can be can take place, and the production cost can be considered, and the farmers they can have an encouragement by getting the right price in the market. So large number of farmers, they grow for a few years, and then they shift to the different crops. So it is an discouragement that if we, until unless we are not having an organized market and a uniform or reasonable demand all the time, then the flower industry will not take that boost which we are expecting.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
please.
I'll move on to the next question. How does greenhouse production technology contribute to extending the flowering season and ensuring a year-round supply of roses?
Yes, as I said, there are only 2 peaks where we compromise almost 1.5 months for a good production. Otherwise, the greenhouse production of roses, wherever you go, entire India, whether it's a tropical climate or mild climate or temperate climate, we are getting all around the year production of roses. And the greenhouse are the only source to get year-round cultivation of crops and also produce. So greenhouse, you cannot grow good quality cut flowers without greenhouse. So greenhouse is not an option; it is a necessity. Yes, please.
Okay. I'll move on to the next one, sir. What are the recommended varieties of roses that thrive in greenhouse conditions, and how do they differ from those grown in open field?
Open field roses are different. As I said that they are different, but greenhouse varieties are HT roses, which are called Dutch roses. So these are the hybrid roses which are meant for the greenhouses. Open field roses are like, they are not HT roses, but they are like maximum the nature of Floribunda and other groups. So these are not compact. Dutch roses or hybrid roses are very compact in nature. They do not have a long shelf life. They do not have a large number of petals to be called as a cut flowers. So if we say nearly cut flowers, so we have open field varieties like Calcutta, we have Arjun, we have Gladiator, but they are bred from the hybrid varieties, but they are more thorny, they are more cluster bearing, their flowers are in clusters, so either we have to remove few flowers or we have to retain, they are not single stem flowers. So if we go to the greenhouses, then we have the large number of varieties. The most favorite varieties at the point is Top Secret and Taj Mahal. So Top Secret and Taj Mahal, then we have Balance, we have Avalanche, we have many other varieties like Grand Gala, we have Golden Gate, we have Mercedes, we have so many varieties, but hardly they stay for a long time. So if we, as I said, if we are planning, because the plantation once planted survives for 7 to 8 years. So if you take the 7 to 8 years one plantation, so next time if you want, you should buy the new varieties from the market. So not necessarily means the same varieties, but you should buy from the breeder. So the same variety can be improved for the growth and also for the flower trait. So the same variety can be planted after 7-8 years, but they should be from the new stock. Yes, please.
Yes, sir. I'll move on to the next question. As a farmer or agri-entrepreneur, what are the initial setup costs involved in establishing a rose greenhouse, and what is the expected return on investment?
Yes, the roses, as I said, they are highly in demand and they fetch very good price in the market. So if we say domestic market, it is also on boom, and not less than 6 rupees an average is in the Indian market. So if I say that the farmer, if they get the subsidy from the government, they will have to spend almost 25 lakhs for 1 acre greenhouse. And in 1 year, normally a farmer can get 14 to 17 lakh rupees income in the first year. So this income will grow up to 21, 22 lakhs per year. But in 3 years time, a farmer can get, if he set aside the production cost. So in 2 years time, farmer will get the payback period. So all his infrastructure cost will be met within 2 years. So the viability of the greenhouse is 2 to 3 years. It depends on the location of the climate. If you are in Western India and also in southern part of India, Karnataka, maybe Karnataka and Maharashtra, then you you will get this break-even point in maybe in 1 year time. So this is, if you are Northern India, it is 2 years time. And largely, as I said, that a profit margin of 7 to 11 lakh rupees per acre can be earned by growing roses from the domestic market. If you are exporting in the international market, then you must have at least 3 acre unit where you can have a production system and you can earn normally 60 to 70 lakh rupees profit every year.
Okay. I'll move on to the next question, sir. What are the key advantages of using greenhouse technology for rose production practically for agri-entrepreneurs looking for establishing a successful business?
Yes, if I say for growing commercial roses, you have to go for greenhouse. You cannot do without greenhouse. For an entrepreneur, the break-even cost, as I said, can be minimized by optimizing the production cost and also also scheduling the marketing of cut flowers. So these two points are very important to become an entrepreneur. That is also in a beneficial terms to earn more profit. So you have to do two things. One, to have the minimum production cost to move to a better climate, suitable climate, and produce the roses. The another one is to handle the market in the times of demand. So if you can handle your production in the times of demand, because you can wait, you can prune, you can disbud, you can remove the unwanted buds, and you can regulate the flower coming in the time of demand. So you get 2 to 3 times more price if you regulate your price, and you can have a profitable business. So that is very important for an entrepreneur, that right from 560 square meter greenhouse, which is normally done in Maharashtra as a commercial unit, and in the northern India, if you say 2.5 acre greenhouses is a economic scale profitable business area where you can grow roses. And in the Maharashtra like states, where you small unit can earn for a family like 30 to 40,000 rupees income every month. Similarly, if you have a 3 acre or 2.5 acre greenhouse in North Indian conditions, then you can earn almost 1.2 lakh rupees income every month from the roses.
Okay. What are the potential risks and challenges with greenhouse rose production, and how can they be mitigated effectively?
Yeah, that's why I said again and again that the climate management is a very big risk in the rose production uh, in northern India as well as in southern part of India, western part of India. Uh, so if we go to the northeast part of India, then we have a very high humidity, which is again for maximum time there is a disease and pest problems, where if we can manage the good quality greenhouses, we can have a very good production out of that. But in northern India, the temperature peaks in winter and summers. They are very high risk, and the challenge is to have an extra cost to maintain the climate for rose production. So these challenges, as I said, good water quality, good soil quality, or management of soilless system and irrigation in terms of good quality water, and also the climate management, rather management is to avoid the maximum temperature by curtaining down the structure in winter, by providing the more ventilation in summer. You can have the maximum production and productivity and also the profits.
Okay, I'll move on to the next question, sir. Are there any specific training programs or resources available to help farmers and individuals improve their knowledge and skill in greenhouse cultivation?
Yes, now see, the training part is being conducted all over the India through KVKs, with the universities, with ICR, and also the institute like us. We also have the centers, and different states, they also have the excellence centers now on cut flowers, on vegetables. So they are imparting from time to time small training programs for the farmers, for the entrepreneurs, and also for professionals, and also for unemployed youth. So it can be accessed. And also like our center for protected cultivation technology.
Sir, we lost your audio, sir. Hello? 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 Sir, we lost your audio. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, there was a small break.
Yes, sir. Please repeat it, sir.
Yeah. So we at IARI, we are Center for Protected Cultivation Technology. So we cater the sponsored program round the year. There are 3 days, 5 days, 7 days module for training programs for the rose cultivation as well. So we can always be available on for tailor-made training programs for the farmers, entrepreneurs, and also for professionals, and also for unemployed graduates.
Okay. How can modern technologies and automation be integrated into greenhouse rose production to optimize efficiency and yield?
Yes, when we say an automation is must for two reasons. One, to maintain the quality production and maximize the production, and to have the effective use of resources. So this save a lot of labor costs is saved, lot of water is saved, lot of energy is saved, and also lot of nutrition is saved. So this is added. This is all added to the maximum productivity and quality. So here the very important fact is that if we maximize the resource utilization, so automation is must. So now you will see the world over, the costly greenhouses, costly production systems, they are all fully automated. So here, but in India, at least we are doing some sensor-based automation for irrigation, for fertigation, and also for climate management. So this also helps partially to reduce the production cost, to maximize the production efficiency. And in the times to come, now we always speak about the low cost so that the farmers can afford this technology. But gradually, there are farmers, if they see that in comparison, we have the high profit sharing, so then they will also afford gradually the fully automated greenhouse technology for producing roses. So in the times to come, the large number of farmers or units will have fully automated greenhouses for production. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. We have now completed the round of questions. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we like to thank Dr. Mam Singh for the talk and for answering the questions. I like to also thank all the participants in the meeting. This meeting will now be closed.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, the audience.
You're welcome, sir.